If you can't make heads or tails from the cryptocurrency market at the moment, don't worry, you're not alone. SHIBA INU has made billionaires out of a few $1,000 investments, and Dogecoin continues to skyrocket even when Elon Musk isn't tweeting. So what the hell is going on? So we want to have a look at in today's video. So make sure you smash up all of the YouTube algorithm numbers down there. Do what you have to and do the ones you haven't done already, like subscribe and hit that bell notification icon and all, because it's a free investment, just like making those extreme gains. Well, I guess you have to put a little bit of money into it, like a few cents, to make those billions, as the news leads us to believe. And I think that's part of what is going on right now. So we have a lot of these news articles, especially with SHIBA INU, who holds the most SHIBA, who is making the billions from SHIBA. And the feeling I get from a lot of these news articles is it tries to keep people's money into the market. If you're getting that feeling too, I think we're on the right path here. These sort of things happen or tend to happen near tops, and they are designed to keep a lot of players in the game and possibly bring some more players in to provide liquidity to the people wanting to exit. So if we have a look at SHIBA at the moment, we're down 35% from this absolutely phenomenal skyrocket adventure it's gone on over the last couple of months. And of course, it's gone absolutely bonkers from even earlier on. We know there's a plenty of articles like we just saw with massive holdings, 70 trillion of SHIBA, some 7% of the circulation is in the second largest address, and all these sort of things are just absolutely skyrocketing the market at the moment. If we take a look at what a lot of these, or who a lot of these addresses are, we've got SHIBA INU, ex-SHIB token, 3.4 billion, Crypto.com, 3.3 billion worth of SHIB, Binance 8, Huobi 10, so the Binance exchange and Huobi also have multiple wallets with SHIB in it. So there's 8, 10, Gate, IO, Binance US has it, OKX, Binance Bitmart, Binance, etc. You get the point here, Poloniex, FTX. So a lot of the exchanges hold a lot of this, and yes, there are some other random wallets that are holding a lot of SHIB as well. The main point I'm getting at here, not to go around in circles, is the news. The news is loving this. It creates more liquidity, and eventually, when the time is right, it creates enough liquidity for people to exit the market. Like we can see here, we've got 35% drop. This is on an hourly chart in a matter of 1 to 3 hours, and we've just seen a bounce. Now, is this the end of the road for SHIB? Honestly, I don't know at this stage. I don't know. We've got a good clean bounce of 50% on some volume. Remember, it is an hourly chart. So if we go back to the daily, we still don't have any break of swings or break of support levels, but we have shot off to the moon at this point. Remember, from this point up, the returns generally get smaller. So this looks absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to use what the army likes to use, is this number over here, so 0.0000, and then the next four numbers. So we've got around a 3,000 level, and up to 6,000, that's only a 100%. But that whole move is the entire move of SHIBA INU for from the lows to that point there. So this is the basically almost 0 to 3,000, and then that same move up to 6,000 is just 100%, but it looks absolutely massive. So it did it again, goes up to 9,000%. So that's about 200% when, if you were buying it just a few weeks ago in September, going from around that 70, we make this a little smaller, so around 700, I should say, up to around that 3,000 or 3,500, this is going to give you 500%. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The returns are obviously much bigger from the bottom, and then as it goes up, it looks like a greater return because this looks like it's going off to the moon, but in terms of a percentage, it's not there yet. So just keep in mind what you're doing with your profits if you happen to get into it, because like some of the old quotes say, take your profits or someone else will take them for you. I really like that when it comes to Doge. Doge has really taught us that, and there will be the opportunity to get back in if it is presented when it comes to an accumulation and then a breakout. So if we throw this on log, you can see with Doge, shot up and then came back, and we just got the support level and then it started to break again. The difficulty here is the emotions. At least that's in my experience. You get this good blow off top, comes up to around 9 cents, and then drops all the way back down to about 4.5 to 5 cents. So if you do happen to sell on the way down there between 9 and 6 cents, and then you don't buy again until it breaks out to give you that signal of around 6, 7, 8, 9 cents, then you feel like a fool because maybe you sold at 6, but you bought here at half a cent, and you sold at 6, but then you have to buy again at 7 or 8. And if you just held, you'd still be in the game and you feel like you can't buy again, but you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if it's going to shoot off or if it's going to come all the way back down. So like the quote says, take your profits or someone else will take them for you. A lot of people think about getting their 10x's or 100x's, but in terms of actually materializing those returns, you need to take profits. And so you can just take a little bit of profits, get some of your investment back, go buy yourself something nice if you've got these massive returns, and then wait it out, sit in the market, let the thing take off. Maybe it does take off, maybe it doesn't. But if you've taken some of your investment off, it doesn't have to be a huge chunk. Maybe it's 10%, maybe 5%, 15%, whatever it may be, and a little more just to treat yourself because you've stuck in there with your emotions, then you won't feel so bad if the market doesn't take off and it comes all the way back. The game is really about the emotions and keeping control of them, because like Warren Buffett says, if you don't keep control of your emotions, there's no way you're keeping control of your money. In terms of SHIB, we've seen this time and time again. This is on my Twitter here. If you invested $1,000 into SHIB at the beginning of the year, you'd have $1 billion today. Those returns sound absolutely wild, ridiculous. But if you were buying SHIB back then, you're probably also buying every other shitcoin known to man and then selling when the crypto market crashed in May, or you'd lost them, or you're trying something else. It's really about hindsight. So the main thing here is I always think back to the news. Like, what is it trying to do to us at these extreme times as the market's taken off and going crazy? Is it wanting us to buy? Is it wanting us to put some more money into the market to create liquidity for someone wanting to get out, maybe whales wanting to leave? Or is it actually really wanting to take off further? And in either case, we can always set up a plan to be best prepared for both options. And we talked about exit strategies, and then you can also get back in, but you just got to suck it up that maybe you sold out a little bit lower, but you can get back in just a little bit higher. That's just the way to manage risk in a market that is forever volatile. So we've seen Doge do, we're up 25% right now, but for the last 2 days, if I take a measure from the bottom here to this top, around 54.7%. SHIB, on the other hand, has gone absolutely wild over the last couple of days and, of course, last couple of weeks, but just in the same period, done 90, currently sitting down at 49, call it 50%. And since it took off from this low of in October to the high, it's about 280%. And then we can keep measuring back and just getting really excited about how big these moves are. If I look at the swing around the low before it took off, then we're going 1,180%, and then right back from this low in September when we had the liquidation flash crash low to the top, 1,600%. So unless you were buying at the exact low and the exact top, you're probably not making that 15, 16, 17x return there. Then the next thing comes up, Flocky coins. This one's done 200% in the last 2 days when all the news has been going crazy as well. Again, does this want us to get some money into the game to try and steal some of our beloved cryptos, you know, our ETH, our Bitcoin that we're throwing in there, or maybe our fiat currency to gamble on it? Maybe not. At the end of the day, these cryptos, these meme coins have done really, really well. And so probably best to look for some of these accumulation periods and then get in on the breakout. But in terms of a 20 or 30%, you can see this is a daily chart. It doesn't really look that magnificent at the moment. What I'd be looking for is if we can get a close above some of the highs. That's going to give me the understanding that the market is actually wanting to go further. So keep a lookout for that on the charts that you're watching, especially if you do get these breakouts on big volume. You definitely want to start seeing them close to the upper end of the bar, because that's going to tell you if people are actually still buying, or if it was what we're talking about with the news, it's exit liquidity. So that's the big money trying to exit, and it's doing it while there is a lot of liquidity in the game. More news on NFTs and stuff that had been popping off in the past, which I think might do pretty well in the future. NFTs here, this is news for OMI, the OMI token, and eComi. VV celebrates Disney Plus Day. Fans will be able to purchase official NFTs from Disney Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and more on the VV Digital Collectibles app. So if you don't have any of that, go and check that out, the VV app, and start to play around with it and see how it works for you. In celebration of the first annual Disney Plus Day, Disney and VV are collaborating to launch a series of digital collectible NFTs featuring beloved characters and items from some of the world's most beloved stories. Okay, we get it. Disney cross VV. I did an interview with the COO earlier this year. Really good interview. Great guy to talk with. And I think I'll get them back on the channel as well. Let us know in the comments if you're an NFT Ecomi fan, and I'll get them back on. Let's have a look at the portfolio as well. It's still sitting around 19,000 last I looked. 8,969. Not doing too bad. Solana, ADA, ETH, nowhere near as good as these meme coins. Maybe it would have been better just to throw it all in and throw it all into these meme coins and just gamble it. Of course, the percentages say it, but you just don't know. Looking back in hindsight, it's a smooth brain thing. I'm thinking too much about it. Maybe it's analysis paralysis. It didn't strike me as something that I needed to invest in early on. And I'm looking for the slower, long-term gains when it comes to cryptocurrency, like my Bitcoins, my ETHs, my ADAs eventually. FTT, DOT, all these sort of good things up here. Doge, are we going to keep getting a pump? What am I looking for? Break of some of the resistance levels here at 35 cents, and then our 50s at 38 and 46. Will it fade off again? Possibly, but that's why I've got my levels of a breakout to give me an idea, is this going to keep going? Now, I'm not investing in this. I'm not trading it. I'm just using it to see what the overall sentiment is of the market, because when these things pump, we know that that's usually sometime towards the end of a move. But earlier on in this crypto bull market, Dogecoin had multiple pumps. So that's why we keep an eye on these support and resistance levels and see if it can break through the resistance and give us some sort of sign of support. SHIB, on the other hand, is holding up at these high levels, and provided you don't get any swing breakdowns, the trend is up. Trade with the trend. It'll be your friend, and you're going to make those other billions and billions of dollars. Not financial advice, but if you don't mind, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, bell notification icon. See you on Instagram and on Twitter, or on Patreon, which there is a link to in the description down below. Also, you can check out SwiftX. Link to it is in the description if you want to trade in Australia. Get your $10 of free Bitcoin and go nuts with your meme coins and NFTs in there as well. Catch you at the next video. Until then, have more fun to get more done.